guys, Jake here, and today I am here with week number 9 of NPL Minors. This week we're going up against It's Turbo, coach of the Phoenix Midnights. Turbo is a very good player. He's been doing really good this season, as well as a very consistent content creator. He's uploading a lot of videos of late, so definitely check out his channel. It, of course, will be in the link in the description below. Now, Turbo is 6-2, plus 16 on the season, while I am 5-3 plus 1. Now this game is huge. I really need to win this game because one, if I win this game, then I have the same record as Turbo. Meaning, if Owen loses, I have a chance at the first seed, which is a huge advantage in the playoffs because I only have to play one game for promotion, while other people would have to win multiple games in order to promote. So yeah, I'm really trying to get that first seed, and also I want to make sure people like John W. and I definitely do not pass me. And John has 4 losses right now. So if I lose one more, then I have the same. Like if I lose to Turbo this week and John wins, I will have the same record as him, and that is really not good because it just puts a lot of pressure on me, especially because I actually played John week 10. So yeah, Turbo's team is really threatening. He drafted a very nice team. Turbo's team consists of Megaladios, Crocodile, Heatran, Superior, Raikou, Nihilego, Tapu Fini, Slurpuff, Hitmonchan, Pinsir, Lapras, and Dusknoir. And one thing I've really noticed about Turbo is that he really likes to utilize those low tier mons well. I definitely shouldn't under-prepare for them, as they all have a pretty decent chance of coming to this game, in my opinion. They all serve their niche. So yeah. Definitely gotta make sure I don't unprepare for those, and also I gotta make sure I deal with his other threats too. So yeah, first up he's got the Megaladios. Now Megaladios is a threat to any team just because like it's so good, but I feel like my team matches up against Megaladios pretty well. Because stuff like Spidef Jirachi and Spidef Togekiss can take it on pretty well, and it also just has trouble fitting moves because I do have the Bisharp too, and he probably doesn't want to be walled by that in case I am a Pursuit Bisharp. And yeah, he just has trouble running the 4 moves. Dragon Dance Latios I was kind of worried of, but it's just not strong enough. But Dragon Dance, less than like Dragon Claw or Outrage, and then Steel Wing, or I don't know if it gets better coverage than Steel Wing. I guess probably just Earthquake and then something to hit Togekiss at least. It's pretty good against my draft, so yeah, we'll see. I did prep for it pretty well in my opinion. So yeah, he's also got the Crocodile. Crocodile, I thought it was either going to be Rocky Helmet to check my Kangaskhan with Intimidate and just get that chip, and his Rocker, or it's going to be Scarf. Scarf is pretty nice for being able to outspeed something like a non-Scarf Jirachi, outspeed Soul Asshole, outspeed Zam, and Pursuit Chaput. Could run beat up for the Sash Zam. So yeah, a lot of Scarf Crook is a pretty big threat to my team because as you can see, I'm not bringing Shaman, and if he catches my Togekiss on the switch with a Stone Edge or something, then I don't really have a switch into Crocodile at all. So yeah, pretty big threat to my team is that Crocodile. He's also got the Heatran. Now, if you remember my game against Tone, he brought an Air Balloon Heatran, which pretty much almost made me lose the game. But Turbo actually traded with Tone to acquire Heatran. So now I have to face Heatran for the second time in the season, which is pretty annoying. Just because, as you can see, something like an Air Balloon Heatran is a really big nuisance to my team. So yeah, it's really annoying, just because it can take Earthquakes from my Garchomp, take Earth Powers from my Shame, and take HP Grounds from my Salazzle. Pretty much was the thing that game's. So yeah, it means I can't just run. I did kind of expect it a lot this game, so it meant I couldn't just run stuff like Hidden Power Ground and stuff, like as you're going to see on my Zam. I did feel like I was forced to run Focus Spots instead of Hidden Power Ground, just because I felt like Air Balloon was just so good. Something like a Scarf Heatran is pretty good versus me as well. It outspeeds everything and can revenge some good stuff. So yeah, he's also got the Superior. I don't think matches up that well against me. Just I have Togekiss, Jirachi, and stuff that outspeeds it, like Salazzle and Alakazam. I just don't think it's the best mon in this game. Just loses to a ton, and yeah, like I can't really leech seed stuff too freely too because I have my Shaman, and Scarf Surf could be pretty scary versus the team late game versus what I brought, but I do think I have enough responses for it that I should be fine. He's also got the Nihilego, yeah, he's got the Nihilego, which is kind of walled my Jirachi and Bisharp, which is nice. So I wasn't really too worried about it, and I do have removal, so he can't just hazard sack me. So if he gets rid of my Jirachi, Nihilego could be a pretty big issue, but otherwise I'm not too concerned. He's also got the Raikou. Raikou is a really big threat to my team, just because if you look at my team, T-Volt plus In Power Ice, and then something like Calm Mind, just really runs through my team. T-Bolt and HP Ice is the only coverage he needs versus my team, so I was definitely expecting a Calm Mind Raikou. Like that just kind of dicked my team. So it is why you see the Yachi Berry on this chomp. So yeah, one sec. I just got a phone call. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. So Raikou, yeah, it's a pretty big threat to my team, so I did have to prep for it accordingly. He's also got the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is a massive threat to my team, just because a lot of my draft just really fails to pressure Tapu Fini that good, and something like Calm Mind Tapu Fini is probably the biggest threat to the team I built. So I'd say it's probably the biggest threat overall to my team, just because I really can't hit it that hard. It's annoying for me to pressure, and just could just kind of, you know, defog freely and do that sort of stuff. So yeah, he's also got the Surpluff. Surpluff I was really terrified of, just because if you look at my team, just if he gets a Belly Drum up, Play Rough, Drain Punch, and Thief for my Jirachi just runs through my team. But I decided I really don't think he's going to bring it when I have so many things for it, like Cool Fish, Jirachi. Like he can't just, like with that moveset, he can't just run return for Cool Fish. And like you can't really set up on Marsh, so I decided to risk it and not prep for Surpluff that much, because I lost a lot for it if I prepped for it. So yeah, he's also got the Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan, I wasn't really sure what set it would be. I do have some pretty good checks to it on my team, like Dusclops, Quillfish, Rotom, stuff like Salmon, Jirachi, and Garchomp outspeed and pressure it. But Ice Punch hits a lot of my team pretty hard, so Ice Punch plus CC, with the exception of Dusclops and Quillfish. So I guess I could see it coming. Pinsir has a, I don't know. I don't really expect Pinsir either, just because I feel like it's just resisted by too much, and everything, and a lot of stuff just pressures it well. Lapras, it kind of has a niche because it can wall break kind of nicely if I'm not a Spidef Jirachi, and then it can Ice Shard my Chomp, but other than that, I'm not too worried about it. And there's also got the Dusknoir. Dusknoir is nice because it is a very nice check to my Mega Kangaskhan. So I kind of expect Dusknoir, just because Kangaskhan is a pretty big threat to his team, and I also kind of feel like he drafted it to counter that in a way. So yeah, so let's get into the team I built. First up, I have a bulky Rocks Chomp with the Yachi Berry Rock and Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Stonage, and Dragon Claw. Rocks are really nice for his team. Just getting that, it hits most of his team neutrally, so getting that chip in, forcing the Finny to defog and take that 12% each time is really nice. Getting that chip damage. Yeah, Earthquake is for general stab. Hits most of his team pretty well. And then I've got Stonage. Stonage is nice because I wanted something on here to hit the Pinsir pretty hard, just because he has shown to bring some pretty heat Pinsir sets, and I wanted this Chop on here because I can probably outspeed a speed investment and hit him hard. Yeah, the Yachi Berry is really nice this game for stuff like Nihilego, Raikou, Tran, something like maybe like a Bolt Beam, Latios as well. I can take an Ice Beam and Dragon Tail that out. I went for Dragon Tail just because he does have the Misty Terrain, and I didn't feel like my Dragon moves would be doing that much damage versus his team anyway. So I figured Dragon Tail is nice for stuff like the aforementioned Bolt Beam, Latios. I can get that out of there. Also nice for the Serp, as well as just other potential setup he might have. I felt like it was just better than Dragon Claw this game. And yeah, this is my pretty much best response to a Subcombined Raikou. I can't really play too passively around that, but yeah, overall, nice mod in this game. Get up rocks, take hits, do some nice ship, and set up for my other mods. So next up, I've got a bulky offensive Kang where I can Sucker Punch, Power Up Punch, Drain Punch, and return. Sucker Punch is for stuff like the Mega Latios and stuff that might potentially outspeed me, such as the Serp, the Raikou, the Nihilego. Those all take a ton from a +2 Sucker. Yeah, and Power Punch is, of course, the boost. And then I've got Drain Punch. Drain Punch I figured was better than Earthquake this game, which obviously does hit the Tran and the Nihilego, but I figured getting that health back is really nice, especially considering his answer might be a Rocky Helmet Crook. If I Power Punch on the switch and then Drain Punch, I will knock out the Crook, and then I'll be at I'll be really healthy. If he doesn't attack, then I'll be at pretty much full, and if he goes for rocks or something. So yeah, that's brutal, and I'll probably outspeed him too, because I'm speed creeping a lot. With a lot of my team, I'm speed creeping my base 80s by a couple points, because I feel like that might be his play of this game, just trying to speed creep my Togekiss with stuff like the Crook and the yeah, pretty much the Crook, as I felt like that was his play. So that allowed me to run adamant and a lot of bulk, which is really nice. The bulk is to take hits from stuff like the Latios, the Finny, the Tran. So yeah, overall, very nice breaker this game, and it really appreciates the support from one of the mons that I'm going to show later. So yeah, next up I've got a Life Orb, Zam, rocking Psyshock, Dazzling Gleam, Focus Blast, and Energy Ball. He does not have switch-ins to this Alakazam at all. Psyshock is for pretty... just general stab, hits stuff like the Raikou and the Nihilego really hard. Dazzling Gleam is for the Crocodile, or it's for the Latios, and pretty much I went for Dazzling Gleam over something like Shadow Ball, just in case he had the Crook in the back, and I didn't want to have to make a prediction. I just hit both, so I did lose out on hitting Dusknoir a bit harder, but I felt like it was worth, just because Turbo kind of likes to play aggressively with his Crook from what I've seen. And yeah, Focus Blast for the Tran. I could have ran Hidden Power Ground, but I was fearing both Shuka and Balloon Tran. So yeah, I figured that was the way to go. And then Energy Ball was because I wanted something to 2-hit the Finny. Psyshock really didn't do that much at all to it, but having the Energy Ball to do 50% or so, I figured was really nice, just because weakening the Finny is really important for the other mons on my team. I really debated between Sash and Life Orb for a while, but I figured Life Orb really got me some important KOs, like 2-killing Finny with Energy Ball, killing Tran after rocks, 2-killing Mega Lati, just stuff that Sash wouldn't have. So I figured Life Orb was the way to go. So yeah, overall, this will also support from one of my other mons. So yeah, pretty nice mons game. Next up, I've got a really nice win con in this game. This is where I'm gonna try and win with late game. I Air Balloon Bisharp, rocking Rock Polish, Swords Dance, knock off an Iron Head. This mon is really nice because I can set up on a Crook pretty much 100%. I don't think he'll have room for Superpower this game, because he'll want Earthquake, Knock, Stone Edge, and then either Rocks or Pursuit or Beat Up. So I don't think he's gonna run Superpower. But yeah, overall this mon actually just walls a lot of his team, so I can set up on a lot of stuff. The nice thing about Bisharp on my draft is that a lot of teams have trouble running steel coverage for both, or coverage hit steals both this and Jirachi. So for example, I don't think he'll be able to run Hidden Power Fighting just to cover both, because Jirachi would be able to take Hidden Power Fightings. So that means I'm pretty sure I'll be able to set up on stuff like Nihilego. So that's pretty nice. This really appreciates his team chipped, which stuff like my Chomp and my King will do, as well as my Rachi and Toge. So yeah, as long as I set up a Rock Polish and the Tran is chipped, I'm getting in a nice spot. This mon really just capitalized on Crook, because first off, I can just set up Swords Dances and Rock Polishes on it as long as my balloon is intact, and I can also get a Defiant boost if he wants to bring this in on me. So yeah, Hitmonchan's Mach Punch is pretty annoying for this, but other than that, I kind of just go ham if his team's shipped enough. So yeah, I don't think I'll run Hidden Power Fighting on Latios either, just doesn't have room. So yeah, next up I have a specially defensive Wish which protect Ironhead, U-turn, Jirachi. Pretty simple this game, just here to pivot into stuff like the Serp, the Nihilego, the Lottie, the Finny, iron them down, hopefully get some flinches. I think I'm speed creeping. What was I speed creeping in? I think I was speed creeping max speed Surfa by a few points, just in case he wants to do that with his Finny. Cause I think also like a modest Finny, or like a max speed modest Finny, just because being able to outspeed that and potentially flinch it is pretty important. I can U-turn on stuff like the Crook, the Lottie, and the Tran. So yeah, that's pretty nice. And so overall, the stakes hits from stuff pretty well, can support my other mons, get some momentum, and make sure it cover up a lot of holes in my team. So next up, I have my favorite set of the week, and this is what the game plan was kind of based around. I've got a weakness policy, Baton Pass, Togekiss, rocking Air Slash, Roost, Defog, and Baton Pass. This mon capitalizes on so much of his draft, it's crazy. So I was thinking I really need a Hazard removal this game, but I really didn't like Togekiss or Rotom's matchup at a glance. So I figured, how can I make those mons useful this game? And I figured, because so much of his team hits Togekiss super effectively, like Latios Ice Beam, Crocodile Stone Edge, Tran Flash Cannon, Raikou Electric Move, Nihilego Stab, and then like stuff like Ice Punch from Hitmonchan. If I use this and then pass into stuff like my Kang, my Zammer, my Bisharp, I'm in a great spot. So because of Togekiss' natural bulk and this investment, I can take stuff like Crocodile Stone after Rocks, which is what this defensive investment allows me to do. I can take electric moves from Raikou, as long as it's not Specs. I can take Power Gems and Sludge Wings from Nihilego and just eat that, get a slow Baton Pass into my Zam, for example, or my Bisharp, and just capitalize on that stuff. So yeah, really nice mod. Another nice thing is that if I like pass into my Zam, and say he has to go Scarf Fruit to revenge me, that means I can just set up with my Bisharp. So yeah, the way I built this team is that a lot of mons can just capitalize on each other's checks. This mon really likes being passed into Kang too, just because I can eat hits from stuff he'll try and revenge me with, Drain Punch, get health back, and be really strong. So yeah, really proud of the team I built this game. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the match. Alright, here we are with the game versus Turbo, and as you can see, he decided to bring a team of Dusknoir, Pinsir, Heatran, Serperior, Hitmonchan, and Crocodile. So I'm very surprised. I was just really surprised at the team he brought. He didn't bring Megalodios, which I kind of understand. It didn't have that good of a matchup. He didn't bring the Raikou, which really surprised me, just because I was so scared of that Raikou. It matched up so good versus my team. No Nihilego, which I could pretty much understand. No Slurpuff, which I understand as well. No Lapras. I was kind of scared of like a Specs Lapras, but yeah, I'm pretty glad to not see that come. And then, most surprisingly, no Tapu Fini, which just blew my mind. I felt it was so good versus my team, and he didn't bring it. So that was a huge weight off my shoulders, just because playing around Fini could have been really annoying if he was the right set. So yeah, I'm gonna lead off with my Kang, which I realized was my dedicated lead, just because I want to pressure the Tran from setting up Rocks, because Rocks are pretty annoying for my team. And yeah, so turn 1 I misplay. So here I'm going Kang versus Heatran, and I decided to go for the Power Punch on this turn, and this was just like autopilot play. Like, I just didn't think. My thought process was I didn't want him to get free Rocks if he was like Shuka Berry, so I figured going for Power Punch was nice. But what I should have done, like, even though he has the Dusknoir in the back, I just really didn't want Rocks. I stand by attacking and not predicting the Dusknoir here, but I should have gone for the Drain Punch to get this in range of my Bisharp, just because I feel like Power Punch made no sense to me on the Dusknoir in the back, so I make a really bad play turn 1. I should have Drain Push here, but it really didn't matter because he goes into his Dusknoir anyway. But I don't really mind him going into the Dusknoir because I do have my Togekiss in the back. Now, here on this turn, I really felt like he would double, but I figured Togekiss matches up versus his team really well, and it can also probably 1v1 this Dusknoir, so I figured it's a pretty nice play this turn, as he actually just goes for the Ice Punch, and that damage reveals no attack, so this is probably just a max defense to deal with my Kang, and he goes for the Ice Punch, which means my weakness policy is going to activate, which is great. Versus Duskanor, I don't have much to Oko right now, so I figured I'm just going to try and go for the air slash and get some damage off. If he wants to go into the C-Tran, it can Oko me, so I don't really mind that. So I'm just going to fire for the air slash, and then I get a flinch, which, and it does about 50, so this is in my favor. It's 60%. Turbo said this was hacks, but I think it's more hacks if I don't get a flinch, because this is literally in my favor. It's literally more likely for me to get a flinch than it's not a flinch to not get a flinch. So yeah, I felt like that was just perfectly normal. So as I said again, Duskanor is pretty annoying, so I'm hoping he sacks it here. I was just surprised he stayed in, but yeah, I'm hoping he sacks the Duskanor here. It is really annoying for my Kang, and if I go Duskanor, that means my Kang just goes in. So I go for the air slash as I kill the Dusclops or Duskanor as he sacks it. So yeah, I was really surprised about that. The Duskanor has gone this early. I feel like I don't agree with just letting it stay and then the +2 air slashes. But he goes out into his Tran, and I know I can eat a Scarf Flash Cannon, and there's a decent chance I will outspeed something that isn't Scarf, so I just have to go for the Dahan Pass here. My Kang is looking really nice at this point in the game if I can just take these boosts. So I go for he goes for the Flash Cannon as I eat that. That is definitely Scarf damage, so I'm confident going into my Kang, because now I can just Drain Punch, knock out this Tran, and be in a good spot. So yeah, that confirms that he's Scarf Tran because he outsped my Kang. So now he goes out into his Pinsir, and I'm thinking I probably will outspeed this Pinsir. So I was really confused as to why he went to it. I figured the only reason he'd go into it is if it's his Scarf, and even then I can live a Scarf close combat. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the return this turn, as he does reveal to be Scarf Pinsir, unless he was Max Speed Jolly for some reason. But yeah, I knock out the Pinsir as well, and now Kang has already gotten 2 kills. But that does put me in range of Mach Punch from the Hitmonchan. So I will just sack off my Kang. It did a job. It broke really well, and we are looking in a fantastic spot right now. So I'm just gonna Sucker Punch and sack off my Kang. Get some nice chip, because I know he has to Mach Punch here or else he loses his Hitmonchan. So I just Sucker Punch, and that does a huge amount despite being resisted. So Kang definitely put in the work this game. And now I can just go into my Alakazam, because he does not have a switch in at this point in the game to a Dazzling Gleam. I can pretty much just get a kill, as now I'm thinking he revealed to be both Scarf Pinsir, and Scarf Tran, so I'm thinking Crocodile is probably more of a bulky set this game, just to deal with my Kang as a backup check. I was kind of surprised I didn't go into it, but I figured it probably might not be. It's probably not Scarf. It could also be an offensive set, but I just go into my Zam and click Dazzling Gleam, as he just goes for the Mach Punch, probably trying to break a sash or something. But now he goes into his Crook, and I see no Intimidate, so I'm thinking, is this Scarf as well? Because that would be his 3rd Scarf for this game, and that just kind of, I don't know, that's just, I figured I would play around it just because it would be the only reason he'd go into this, considering I just revealed Dazzling Gleam, and could very well have Focus Blast. So I figured I don't need my Togekiss at this point in the game. It's too low. It dies to everything, so I'll just sack that as he just goes for the Crunch. And this is perfect, because now I can go into my Bisharp and set up a Rock Polish, because if he just wants to keep attacking me with this Crook, I can knock off it, meaning it will be outsped by my Zam and probably my Chomp as well. And yeah, I preserve my Zam because I want to keep in the back for Serp, because if it's the right set, it could be pretty threatening. But yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Rock Polish this turn, so I can probably outspeed the Serp on the next turn. After, there's no way he's in power fighting Serp. So he gets a crit on the Crunch, which is pretty annoying, meaning 2 more crunches will kill me. If he didn't crit, it was a roll to 3 KO me. Like, he could have 2 KO me, or I mean, he would have yeah, he definitely wouldn't have, it would have been a roll to 4 KO or 3 KO. But anyway, now it means he'll be able to kill me with 2 more crunches, which he wouldn't have been able to. So yeah, now I'm gonna Sword Stance, just because if he doesn't have much HP on this Crook, then I will be able to kill it with the Iron Head, with +2 Iron Head, and I am invested to outspeed a Scarf Crook with my Bisharp. I forgot to mention that in Team Builder, but yeah, now I'm just gonna SD, so I'll be able to kill the Serp and the Crook. So Yeah, SC, because I know I can live another crunch. SC just goes into a SERP, and I can kill that with a knock. Now, here, I kind of misplay. I go for the Iron Head thinking, oh, I can probably kill him. But as you're going to see, he's actually a really bulky Scarf Crook. So, yeah, he's actually going to live that Iron Head. And, like, I also got, like, the low roll, too. But, that's fine, because I can now go into my Chomp, and I can live any hit because I am a max HP Garchomp. And got a bit of Fizz Death Bulk as well. So yeah, I can just go for the Earthquake and kill the Crook. Now that was a really quick game. I had a very offensive game plan. The Kang and Toke plan worked perfectly. I was able to kill the Dusknoir early on, which really meant my Kang was able to run through its team. He has to sack 2 mons just to kill the Kang. So yeah, that was really good. So, we pick up a huge win versus Turbo. This means we were in a good spot for playoffs, but I still need to win next week just to ensure. But, we are now 6-3, which is looking very nice. We were 1-2 at one point in the season, so we are now, we've won 5 out of our last 6 games. So, yeah, that's nice. We're on a good streak. So GG to Turbo. Thank you all for watching, guys. Be sure to check out Turbo's channel. I want to give a shout out to the boys in the front office as well. Of course, Jack, ABP, and Zappy and Omega were the boys this week. So yeah, definitely check check them out. Some of them on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time. Peace.